규태Tv 바이블 스터디 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2023년 9월 15일 금요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오후 11시 3분입니다. 바이블 스터디 779를 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 성경은 누가복음 22장 영문부터 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Now the festival of unleavened bread called the Passover was approaching, and the chief priests and the teachers of the law were looking for some way to get rid of Jesus, for they were afraid of the people. Then Satan entered Judas, called Iscariot, one of the 12, and Judas went to the chief priests and the officials of the temple guard and discussed with them how he might betray Jesus. They were delighted and agreed to give him money. He consented and watched for an opportunity to hand Jesus over to them when no crowd was present. Then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. Jesus sent Peter and Johann, saying, "Go and make preparations for us to eat Passover. Where do you want us to prepare for it?" They asked. He replied, "As we enter the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him to the house that he enters, and say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks us, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large room upstairs, or furnished. Make preparations there." They left and found things just as Jesus had told them. So they prepared the Passover. When the hour came, Jesus and his apostles reclined at the table, and he said to them, "I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I will not eat it again until it finds fulfillment in the kingdom of God." After taking the cup, he gave thanks and said, "Take this and divide it among you. For I tell you, I will not drink again from the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes." And he took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, after the supper, he took the cup, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. But the hand of him who is going to betray me is with mine on the table. The Son of Man will go as it has been decreed, but woe to that man who betrays him." They began to question among themselves which of them it might be who would do this. A dispute also arose among them as to which of them was considered to be greatest. Jesus said to them, "The kings of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who exercise authority over them call themselves benefactors, but you are not to be like that. Instead, the greatest among you should be like the youngest, and the one who rules like the one who serves. For who is greater, the one who is at the table or the one who serves? Is it not the one who is at the table? But I am among you as one who serves. You are those who have stood by me in my trials, and I confer on you a kingdom, just as my Father conferred on me, so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat, but I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail, and when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. But he replied, "Lord, I am ready to go with you to prison and to death." Jesus answered, "I tell you, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will deny 3 times that you know me." Then Jesus asked them, "When I sent you without purse, bag, or sandals, did you lack anything?" "Nothing," they answered. He said to them, "But now if you have a purse, take it, and also a bag. And if you don't have a wallet, sell your cloak and buy one. It is written, and he was numbered with the transgressors. And I tell you that this must be fulfilled in me." Yes, what is written about me is reaching its fulfillment. The disciples said, "See, Lord, here are 2 words." "That's enough," he replied. Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. On reaching the place, he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him, and being in anxiety, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. When he rose from prayer and went back to the disciples, he found them asleep, exhausted from sorrow. "Why are you spring?" he asked them. "Get up and pray so that you will not fall into temptation." While he was still speaking, a crowd came up, and the man who was called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. He approached Jesus to kiss him, but Jesus asked him, "Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" When Jesus' followers saw what was going to happen, they said, "Lord, should we strike with our swords?" And one of them struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his right ear. But Jesus answered, "No more of this," and he touched the man's ear and healed him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests, the officers of the temple guard, and the elders who had come for him, "Am I leading a rebellion that you have come with swords and clubs? Every day I was with you in the temple courts, and you did not lay a hand on me, but this is your hour when darkness reigns." Then seizing him, they led him away and took him into the house of the high priest. Peter followed at a distance, and when some there had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard, and had sat down together. Peter sat down with them. A servant girl saw him seated there in the firelight. She looked closely at him and said, "This man was with him," but he denied it. "Woman, I don't know him," he said. Later, someone else saw him and said, "You also are one of them." "Man, I am not," Peter replied. About an hour later, another asserted, "Certainly this fellow was with him, for he is a Galilean." Peter replied, "Man, I don't know what you are talking about." Just as he was speaking, the rooster crowed. The Lord turned and looked straight at Peter. Then Peter remembered the word the Lord had spoken to him before the rooster crows. Today you will disown me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly. The men who were guarding Jesus began mocking and beating him. They blindfolded him and demanded prophecy who hit you. And they said many other insulting things to him. At daybreak, the council of the elders of the people, both the chief priests and the teachers of the law, met together, and Jesus was led before them. If you are the Messiah, they said, tell us. Jesus answered, if I tell you, you will not believe me, and if I ask you, you would not answer. But from now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the mighty God. They all asked, are you then the Son of God? He replied, you say that I am. Then they said, who do we need any more testimony? We have heard it from his own lips. 누가복음 23장입니다. 무리가 달에 일어나 예수를 빌라도에게 끌고 가서 고발하여 이르되 우리가 이 사람을 보매 우리 백성을 미혹하고 가이사에게 세금 바치는 것을 금하며 자칭 왕 그리스도라 하더이다 하니 빌라도가 예수께 물어 이르되 내가 유대인의 왕이냐 대답하여 이르시되 내 말이 옳도다. 빌라도가 대제사장들과 무리에게 이르되 내가 보니 이 사람에게 죄가 없도다 하니 무리가 더욱 강하게 말하되 그가 온 유대에서 가르치고 갈릴리에서부터 시작하여 여기까지 와서 백성을 소동하게 하나이다. 빌라도가 듣고 그가 갈릴리 사람이냐 물어 헤롯의 관할에 속한 줄을 알고 헤롯에게 보내니 그때 헤롯이 예루살렘에 있더라. 헤롯이 예수를 보고 매우 기뻐하니 이는 그의 소문을 들었으므로 보고자 한지 오래였고 또한 무엇이나 이적 행하심을 볼까 바랐던 연고로라. 여러 말로 물으나 아무 말도 대답하지 아니하시니 대제사장들과 서기관들이 서서 힘써 고발하더라. 헤롯이 그 군인들과 함께 예수를 업신여기며 희롱하고 빛난 옷을 입혀 빌라도에게 도로 보내니 헤롯과 빌라도가 전에는 원수였으나 당일에 서로 친구가 되니라. 빌라도가 대제사장들과 관리들과 백성을 불러 모으고 이르되 내가 이 사람 백성을 미혹하는 자라 하여 내게 끌고 왔도다. 보라 내가 너희 앞에서 신문하였으되 너희가 고발하는 일에 대하여 이 사람에게서 죄를 찾지 못하였고 헤롯이 또한 그렇게 하여 그를 우리에게 도로 보내었도다. 보라 그가 행한 일에는 죽일 일이 없노니라. 그러므로 때려서 놓겠노라. 우리가 일제히 소리질러 이르되 이 사람을 없이하고 바라바를 우리에게 놓아 주소서 하니 이 바라보는 성중에서 일어난 밀란과 살인으로 말미암아 옥에 갇힌 자라라. 빌라도는 예수를 놓고자 하여 다시 그들에게 말하되 그들은 소리질러 이르되 그를 십자가에 못 박게 하소서 십자가에 못 박게 하소서 하는지라. 빌라도가 세 번째 말하되 이 사람이 무슨 악한 일을 하였느냐 나는 그에게서 죽일 죄를 찾지 못하였나니 때려서 놓으리라 하니 그들이 큰 소리로 재촉하여 십자가에 못 박기를 구하니 그들의 소리가 이인지라. 이 빌라도가 그들이 구하는 대로 하기를 언도하고 그들이 요구하는 자 곧 밀란과 살인으로 말미암아 옥에 갇힌 자를 놓아주고 예수는 넘겨주어 그들의 뜻대로 하게 하니라. 그들이 예수를 끌고 갈 때 시몬이라는 구레네 사람이 시골에서 오는 것을 붙들어 그에게 십자가를 지워 예수를 따르게 하더라. 또 백성과 및 그를 위하여 가슴을 치며 슬피 우는 여자의 큰 무리가 따라오는지라. 예수께서 돌이켜 그들을 향하여 이르시되 예루살렘의 딸들아 나를 위하여 울지 말고 너희와 너희 자녀를 위하여 울라. 보라 날이 이르면 사람이 말하기를 잉태하지 못하는 이와 해산하지 못한 배와 먹이지 못한 쥐지 복이 있다 하리라. 그때 사람이 산들을 대하여 우리 위에 무너지라 하며 작은 산들을 대하여 우리로 엎어라 하리라. 푸른 나무에도 이같이 하거든 마른 나무에는 어떻게 되려 하시니라. 또 다른 행악자도 사형을 받게 되어 예수와 함께 끌려가니라. 해골이라 하는 곳에 이르러 거기서 예수를 십자가에 못 박고 두 행악자도 그렇게 하니 하나는 우편에 하나는 좌편에 있더라. 예수께서 이르시되 아버지 저들을 사하여 주옵소서 자기들이 하는 것을 알지 못함이니이다 하시더라. 그들이 그의 옷을 나눠 제비 뽑을새 백성은 서서 구경하는데 관리들은 비웃어 이르되 제가 남을 구원하였으니 만일 하나님이 택하신 자 그리스도이면 자신도 구원할지어다 하고 군인들도 희롱하면서 나와 신포도주를 주며 이르되 내가 만일 유대인의 왕이면 내가 너를 구원하라 하더라. 그 위에 이는 유대인의 왕이라 쓴 표가 있더라. 달린 행악자 중 하나는 비방하여 이르되 내가 그리스도가 아니냐 너와 우리를 구원하라 하되 하나는 그 사람을 꾸짖어 이르되 내가 동일한 정죄를 받고서도 하나님을 두려워하지 아니하느냐. 우리가 행한 일에 상당한 보응을 받는 것이니 이에 당연하거니와 이 사람이 행한 것은 옳지 않은 것이 없느니라 하고 이르되 예수여 당신의 나라에 임하실 때 나를 기억하옵소서 하니 예수께서 이르시되 내가 진실로 내게 이르노니 오늘 내가 나와 함께 낙원에 있으리라 하시니라. 때가 제6시쯤 되어 해가 빛을 잃고 온 땅에 어둠이 임하여 제9시까지 계속하며 성소의 휘장이 한가운데가 찢어지더라. 예수께서 큰 소리로 불러 이르시되 아버지 내 영혼을 아버지 손에 부탁하나이다 하고 이 말씀을 하신 후 숨지시니라. 백부장이 그 된 일을 보고 하나님께 영광을 돌려 이르되 이 사람은 정령 의인이었도다 하고 이를 구경하러 모인 무리도 그 된 일을 보고 다 가슴을 치며 돌아가고 예수를 아는 자들과 갈릴리로부터 따라온 여자들도 다 멀리 서서 이 일을 보니라. 공의 의원으로 선하고 의로운 요셉이라 하는 사람이 있으니 그들의 계류와 행사에 찬성하지 아니한 자라. 그는 유대인의 동네 아리마대 사람이요 하나님의 나라를 기다리는 자라. 그가 빌라도에게 가서 예수의 십자를 달라 하여 이를 내려 세마포로 싸고 아직 사람을 장사한 일이 없는 바위에 판 무덤에 넣어두니 이 날은 준비일이요 안식일이 거의 되었더라. 갈릴리에서 예수와 함께 온 여자들이 뒤를 따라 그 무덤과 그 십자를 어떻게 두었는지를 보고 돌아가 향품과 향유를 준비하더라. 계명을 따라 안식일에 쉬더라. Then the whole assembly rose and led him to Pilate, and they began to accuse him, saying, "We have found this man perverting our nation. He opposes payment of taxes to Caesar and claims to be Messiah, a king." So Pilate asked Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "You have said so," Jesus replied. Then Pilate announced to the chief priests and the crowd, "I find no basis for a charge against this man," but they insisted he stirs up the people of Judea by his teaching. He started in Galilee and has come all the way here. On hearing this, Pilate asked if the man who was a Galilean, when he learned that Jesus was under Herod's 이 유리 jurisdiction 오 jurisdiction he sent him to Herod, who was also in Jerusalem at that time. When Herod saw Jesus, he was greatly pleased because for a long time he had been wanting to see him. From what he had heard about him, he hoped to see him perform a sign of some sort. He plied him with many questions, but Jesus gave him no answer. The chief priests and the teachers of the law were standing there vehemently accusing him. Then Herod and his soldiers ridiculed and mocked him, addressing him in an elegant robe. They sent him back to Pilate. That they heard, and Pilate became friends. Before this day had been enemies. Pilate called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who was inciting the people to rebellion. I have examined him in your presence, and have found no basis for your charges against him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore, I will punish him and then release him." But the whole crowd shouted, "Away with this man, release Barabbas to us." Barabbas had been thrown into prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Wanting to release Jesus, it appeared to them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him." For the third time he spoke to them, "Why? What crime has this man committed? I have found in him no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore I will have him punished and then release him." But with loud shouts, they insistently demanded that he be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demand. He released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, the one they asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will. As the soldiers led him away, they seized Simon from Cyrene, who was on his way in from the country, and put the cross on him and made him carry it behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned and said to them, daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, weep for yourselves and for your children, for the time will come when you will say, blessed the childless woman, the one was that never bore, and the priest that never nursed them. They will say to the mountains, fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. For if people do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry? To other men, both criminals were also led out with him to be executed. When they came to the place called the skull, they crucified him there, along with the criminals. One on his right, the other on his left. Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. The people stood watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, he saved the others, let him save himself if he is God's Messiah, the chosen one. And the soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him wine, vinegar, and said, if you are the king of the Jews, save yourself. There was written notice above him, which read, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who hung three hurled insults at him. Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us. But the other criminal rebuked him. Don't you fear God, he said, since you are under the same sentence, we are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve, but this man has done nothing wrong. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus answered him, truly, I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon, for the sun stopped the sinning, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. When he had said this, he breathed his last. The centurion, singing what had happened, praised God and said, surely this was a righteous man. When all the people who had gathered to witness this sight saw what took place, David they all preached and went away, but all those who knew him, including the woman who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance, watching these things. Now there was a man named Joseph, a member of the council, a good and upright man who had not consented to their decision and action. He came from the Judean town of Arimathea, and he himself was waiting for the kingdom of God going to appear. He asked for Jesus' body, then he took it down, wrapped it in linen cloth, and placed it in a tomb cut in the rock, one in which no one had yet been laid. It was preparation day, and the service was about to begin. The woman who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed Joseph and saw the tomb and how his body was laid in it. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes, but they lasted on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. 누가복음 24장입니다. 안식 후 첫날 새벽에 이 여자들이 그 준비한 향품을 가지고 무덤에 가서 돌이 무덤에서 굴려 옮겨진 것을 보고 들어가니 주 예수의 십자가 보이지 아니하더라. 이로 인하여 근심할 때에 문득 찬란한 옷을 입은 두 사람이 곁에 섰는지라. 여자들이 두려워 얼굴을 땅에 대니 두 사람이 이르되 어째 살아있는 자를 죽은 자 가운데서 찾느냐. 이게 계시지 않고 살아나셨느니라. 갈릴리에 계실 때 너희에게 어떻게 말씀하셨는지를 기억하라. 이러시기를 인자가 죄인의 손에 넘겨져 십자가에 못 박히고 제3일에 다시 살아나야 하리라 하시느니라 한데 그들이 예수의 말씀을 기억하고 무덤에서 돌아가 이 모든 것을 열한 사도와 다른 모든 이에게 알리니 이 여자들은 막달라 마리아와 요한나와 야고보의 모친 마리아라. 또 그들과 함께한 다른 여자들도 이것을 사도들에게 알리니라. 사도들은 그들의 말이 흩어난 듯이 들려 믿지 아니하나 베드로는 일어나 무덤에 달려가서 굽려 들여다보니 세마포만 보이는지라. 그된 이를 놀랍게 여기며 집으로 돌아가니라. 그날에 그들 중 둘이 예루살렘에서 25리 되는 엠마오라 하는 마을로 가면서 이 모든 일을 서로 이야기하더라. 그들이 서로 이야기하며 문의할 때에 예수께서 가까이 이르러 그들과 동행하시나 그들의 눈이 가려져서 그인 줄 알아보지 못하거늘 예수께서 이르시되 너희가 길 가면서 서로 주고받고 하는 이야기가 무엇이냐 하시니 두 사람이 슬픈 빛을 띠고 머물러 서더라. 그 한 사람인 글로바라 하는 자가 대답하여 이르되 당신이 예루살렘에 체류하면서도 요즘 거기서 일을 혼자만 알지 못하냐. 이르시되 무슨 일이냐. 이르되 나사렛 예수의 일이니 그 하나님과 모든 백성 앞에서 말과 일에 능하신 선지자 이근을 우리 대제사장들과 관리들이 사형 판결에 남겨주어 십자가에 못 박아나니라. 우리는 이 사람이 이스라엘을 속량할 자라고 노라. 이뿐 아니라 이 일이 일어난 지가 사흘째요. 또한 우리 중에 어떤 여자들이 우리로 놀라게 하였으니 이는 그들이 새벽에 무덤에 갔다가 그의 시체는 보지 못하고 와서 그가 살아나셨다 하는 천사들이 나타남을 보았다 함이라. 또 우리와 함께한 자 중에 두 사람이 무덤에 가 과연 여자들이 말한 바와 같음을 보았으나 예수는 보지 못하였느니라 하거늘 이르시되 미련하고 선지자들이 말한 모든 것을 마음에 드디 믿는 자들이여 그리스도가 이런 권한을 받고 자기의 영광에 들어가야 할 것이 아니냐 하시고 이에 모세와 모든 선지자의 글로 시작하여 모든 성경에 쓴 바 자기의 가난 것을 자세히 설명하시니라. 그들이 가는 마을이 가까이 있가매 예수는 더 가려야 하는 것 같이 하시니 그들이 강건하여 이르되 우리와 함께 유하사이다. 때가 저물어가고 날이 이미 기울은 나이라 하니 이에 그들과 함께 유하로 들어가시니라. 그들과 함께 음식 잡수실 때 떡을 가지사 축사하시고 떼어 그들에게 주시니 그들의 눈이 밝아져 그인 줄 알아보더니 예수는 그들에게 보이지 아니하시는지라. 그들이 서로 말하되 길에서 우리에게 말씀하시고 우리에게 성경을 풀어주실 때 우리 속에서 마음이 뜨겁지 아니하더냐 하고 또 곧 그때로 일어나 예루살렘에 들어가 보니 열한 제자 및 그들과 함께한 자들이 모여 있어 말하기를 주께서 과연 살아나시고 시몬에게 보이셨다 하는지라. 두 사람도 길에서 된 일과 예수께서 떡을 떼심으로 자기들에게 알리지신 것을 말하더라. 이 말을 할 때 예수께서 친히 그들 가운데 서서 이르시되 너에게 평강이 있을지어다 하시니 그들이 놀라고 무서워하여 그 보는 것을 영으로 생각하는지라. 예수께서 이르시되 어찌하여 두려워하며 어찌하여 마음에 의심이 일어나느냐. 내 손과 발을 보고 나인 줄 알라. 또 나를 만져보라. 영은 살과 뼈가 없으되 너희 보는 바와 같이 나는 있느니라. 이 말씀을 하시고 손과 발을 보이시나 그들이 너무 기쁨으로 아직도 믿지 못하고 놀랍게 여길 때에 이르시되 이게 무슨 먹을 것이 있느냐 하시니 이에 구운 생선 한 토막을 드리니 받으사 그 앞에서 잡수시더라. 또 이르시되 내가 너희와 함께 있을 때에 내게 말한 바 곧 모세의 율법과 선지자의 글과 시편에 나를 가르쳐 기록된 모든 것이 이루어져야 하리라 한 말이 이것이라 하시고 이에 그들의 마음을 열어 성경을 깨닫게 하시고 또 이르시되 이같이 그리스도가 고난을 받고 3일 제3일에 죽은 자 가운데서 살아난 것과 또 그의 이름으로 제3을 받게 하는 회개가 예루살렘에서 시작하여 모든 족속에게 전파될 것이 기록되었으니 너는 이 모든 일의 증인이라. 볼지어다 내가 내 아버지께서 약속하신 것을 내게 보내리니 너는 위로부터 능력으로 입혀질 때까지 이 성에 머물라 하시니라. 예수께서 그들을 데리고 베다니 앞까지 나아가사 손을 들어 그들에게 축복하시더니 축복하실 때에 그들을 떠나 하늘로 올려지시니 그들이 그에게 경배하고 큰 기쁨으로 예루살렘에 들어가 늘 성전에서 하나님을 찬송하니라. On the first day of the week, very early in the morning, the woman took the spice they had prepared and went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they entered, they didn't find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly two men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fight, the woman bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the man said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He is risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee, the Son of Man must be delivered over to the hands of sinners, be crucified, and on the third day be raised again." Then they remembered his words when they came back from the tomb. They told all these things to the 11 and to all the others. It was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, married mother of James and the others with them who told this to the apostles, but they didn't believe the woman because their orders seemed to them like nonsense. Peter, however, got up and ran to the tomb. Bending over, he saw the strips of linen lying by themselves, and he went away, wondering to himself what had happened. Now that same day, two of them we are going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. As they talked and discussed these things with each other, Jesus himself came up and worked along with them, but they were kept from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" They stood still, their faces downcast. One of them, named Cleopas, asked him, "Are you the only one be citing Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened there in these days? What things?" He asked. "But Jesus of Nazareth," they replied, "he was a prophet, proper in word and deed before God and all the people. The chief priests and our rulers handed him over to the sentence to death." And they crucified him, but we had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel. And what is more, it is the third day since all this took place. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to the tomb early this morning, but didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Then some of our companions went to the tomb and found it just as the woman had said, but they did not see this. But they did not see Jesus. He said to them, how foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and then enter his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself as they approached the village to which they were going. Jesus continued on as if he were going further, but they urged him strongly, stay with us, for it is near evening and the day is almost over. So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, gave thanks, broke it and began to give it to them. Then their eyes were opened and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. They asked each other, "We are not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us." They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, "It is true, the Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon." Then the two told what had happened on the way and how Jesus was recognized by them when he broke the bread. While they were still talking about this, Jesus himself stood among them and said to them, "Peace be with you." They were startled and polite and thinking this or ghost. He said to them, "Why are you troubled and why do doubts lies in your mind? Look at my hands and my feet. It is I myself touch me and see. Ghost does not have breath and bones, as you see I have." When he had said this, he showed them his hands and feet, and while they they still did not believe it because of joy and amazement. He asked them, "Do you have anything here to eat?" They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate it in their presence. He said to them, "This is what I told you while I was still with you. Everything must be fulfilled that is written about me in the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms." Then he opened their minds so they could understand the scriptures. He told them, "This is what is written. The Messiah will suffer and rise from the dead on the third day, and the repentance of the forgiveness of sins will be preached in his name to all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. You are witnesses about these things. I am going to send you what my Father has promised, but stay in the city until you have been clothed with power from on high. When he had led them out of the big vicinity of Bethany, he lifted up his hands and blessed them. While he was blessing them, he left them and was taken up into heaven. Then they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy. They stayed continually at the temple, praising God. 누가복음 24장까지 한영성경으로 모두 다 읽어봤습니다. 바이블 스터디 779를 여기서 종료하도록 하겠습니다. 주기도문을 기도하고 방송을 모두 끝내도록 하겠습니다. 하늘에 계신 우리 아버지여, 이름이 거룩히 여김을 받으시오며 나라가 임하시며 뜻이 하늘에서 이루어진 것 같이 땅에서도 이루어지이다. 오늘 우리에게 일용할 양식을 주시옵고 우리가 우리에게 죄지은 자를 사하여 준 것 같이 우리 죄를 사하여 주시옵고 우리를 시험에 들게 하지 마시옵고 다만 악에서 구하시옵소서. 나라와 권세와 영광이 아버지께 영원히 있사옵나이다. 아멘. 바이블 스터디 779를 시청해 주신 분께 감사드리겠습니다. 다음 방송에서 다시 인사드리겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.